Hello. Today, we'll be learning how to program your Behringer FCB1010 to work with Ableton Live. I will teach you how to program the FCB1010 controller in customizable ways to do things like create control change commands to start and stop record, create effects using the expression pedals, and to toggle audio effects on and off. I'm assuming you already have a basic knowledge of MIDI message types, being note, program, and expressive. We will be looking at how to use MIDI, note, and expressive messages in customizable ways to help you set up your Ableton Live session. So, step 1, we need to factory reset your FCB1010. I am not going to go through the steps of a factory reset because I don't want to erase the programming I've already put into the controller. But for the purpose of the video, I'm going to explain it to you, so just do it on your controller as you see fit. So first, you're going to press 1 and 6 as you power on the unit. The display will show the number 9 flashing with decimal points and then count down slowly to 0. At this point, all patches are reset to factory defaults. Unzip the file and find Ableton Live in your Finder. Right-click and go to Show Package Contents, select Contents, select App Resources, and scroll down till you find MIDI Remote Scripts. Copy and paste the FCB1010 file into there. Then go to your Preference pane, find FCB1010 as your control surface, and select the FCB1010. Next, you're going to make sure you have track and remote on the input and output. Now, let's program a control change into the FCB1010. First, start by selecting which bank you would like. For my purpose, I'm going to select bank 1. Now, select the foot switch. I want to program foot switch number 6 in this example, so that's the one we're going to go with. I selected 6. Now hold down and escape for about 2 seconds and you should see a green light start to flash. With just the green light blinking and none of the other foot switches on, press up and enter. Now, you'll see that 8, 9, and 1 are on. Let's go ahead and hold it down till those are turned off. Now, let's hold foot switch 6 until it turns on, and then press it again till it starts to blink. Now press up enter to confirm. Now, we need to select a MIDI CC number between the ranges of 22, 31, or 84 to 90. In this example, I'm going to select 88. Now, once you've selected the MIDI CC number, press up and enter. Now enter the velocity, which is going to be 127 for our purposes. Next, press up and enter, and hold down and escape to save your changes. Now you have programmed a control change command into bank 1 and foot switch 6. Okay, so now that we've programmed foot switch 6 on bank 1, we're going to use the MIDI map in Ableton to assign that foot switch to start and stop record into a track. So here, as you can see, I have my input from my guitar and some empty tracks. I've routed the ends from these tracks to be coming from the audio that this track is producing. So now, under our MIDI maps selection, we're going to select the scene that we want to record into, and we're going to hit foot switch number 6 on our FCB1010 to assign this to the record. Now, simply hit 6 on your FCB1010 to start recording, and hit it again to stop. So, since we have a factory default on our FCB1010, the factory default settings automatically pairs the two expression pedals with any of the foot switch on any bank. So, in our example, we can go to foot switch 10, which is what I typically use for expression pedals, and you'll see that the red lights above each of them are blinking. So now what you want to do is, since foot switch 10 is working these two expression pedals, go into your Midi mapping and simply click on the parameter that you want to Midi map. So for example, let's say I wanted to have a volume pedal on the master track. So I select the master track volume bar and simply move the parameter of the expression pedal that you want to control that, and then exit your MIDI mapping, and you should see that it, in fact, the pedal now does control that sliding bar. Now, let's go through the steps to program a note change. First, select the bank. I'm going to use bank 1. Select the foot switch. I'm going to use foot switch 7 in this example. Now hold down for 2.5 seconds until you see a green light that is blinking. Hit enter or up to confirm that selection. Since your pedal board is at the factory defaults, the lights next to 1, 8, and 9 will be pressed on. Let's hold those down to get rid of that. Now that you've cleared each of those, press and hold foot switch number 10 to tell the pedal board that you are choosing to assign a MIDI note. Quickly press the foot switch 10 once to confirm your selection. The LED will start to blink. Hit enter. Use the numbered foot switches to enter the numerical value corresponding to the MIDI note you wish to assign. The range values are from 0 to 127. For this example, press the 0 switch, which assigns you to the lowest note available, with being C-2. So, for my purposes, I'm going to hit 60, which equates to the note middle C. For your purposes, you may want to do C-2, which would be 0 again. So now that you've selected which note you wanted to program, confirm your selection by pressing up enter on the foot switch. Hold down and escape to save your changes. And now you have programmed foot switch number 7 on bank 1 in this example to be able to toggle audio effects on and off in Ableton Live. Okay, so now that we've assigned a note to a foot switch, let's go ahead and go into our MIDI mapping and select the parameter that we want to toggle on and off. In this example, I've placed a flanger effect on my guitar input track. So, once you've entered MIDI mapping mode, go ahead and press the programmed foot switch that is in accordance with the note programming. Press it onto the flanger on and off toggle. So as we can see, the foot switch 7 on bank 1 is now assigned to the on and off toggle for the audio effect flanger. Exit MIDI mapping mode and simply turn on and off your effect. Voila. Okay, so now You may run into calibration issues with the expression pedal, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to calibrate those. So while powering the foot switch on, hold down 1 and 5. With your heel, go all the way to the bottom, and then press enter, all the way to the top, press enter, then repeat this process for pedal B. Okay, so a couple things that I need to also warn you about. When you're using the expression pedals for multiple effects, say on bank 1 you have a wah, and bank 2 you have a volume, both on pedal A, you need to separate those MIDI channels on those two banks. Because the problem you're going to run into is when you're on bank 2 trying to do your volume pedal with expression pedal A, it's also going to adjust the parameter on bank 1 with your wah. So separating those two will prevent them both from changing that parameter at the same time. Second thing you need to watch out for is your min and max values on the MIDI mapping. So for example, on your wah, or on your volume, if you push it all the way front to the floor, you're probably going to go above the 0 line, which is probably not something you want. If it is, hey, do it. But to change that, set your max value and your MIDI mapping to 0. So when you go push it all the way down, it stops at 0 instead of going above. So min and max values and separating MIDI channels for different effects when you're using expression pedals. Last thing is full disclaimer. This stuff is as new to me as it is to you. And so that being said, I may find myself in the future doing something differently or be eating my words because I told you something wrong previously in this video. That being said, it is a learning process, and you're going to run into issues. Just try and troubleshoot them as best you can. Stay positive, keep a smile on your face, and you can do it. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.